Hey, this is Greg here with a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Bay. This time via video. I love this. I love this new look you got going on here, Dr. Bay.
Thanks. Appreciate you joining me. This is going to be our new vlog, Bay break example thing that we're going to roll out and see how it goes. But I appreciate you working with me. We'll hopefully work out all the kinks in this first pilot episode.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And you can also sort of give me a consult at times, via video, right? You can tell me if I need a touch up here or there when I do that.
Except that everybody else can see this video, so they'll see all the few imperfections you have. Let's be honest, the very few imperfections.
But see, that's okay. I can have them because you can fix them.
That's true. Fair enough. Point taken. Touche.
All right. Well, I know what you do for a living is do things like this, help me look better, but you also know quite a bit about what everybody's talking about. It's the different vaccines for COVID, and we just had our latest one come out. Johnson & Johnson hit the Bay Area recently, but there are some differences, and everybody wants to know between Johnson & Johnson, the Moderna, Pfizer, and some people have even suggested, ooh, do I want to get the Johnson & Johnson? So fill us in and tell us what your best advice is.
Yeah, so go through whatever website you can or whatever, Walgreens, Rite Aid. Do your best to kind of just sign up as soon as you can, as soon as your tier opens up, and don't worry about which vaccine it is. They're all life-saving vaccines. Yes, there are three that you hear about in the news, the Pfizer, the Moderna, the Johnson & Johnson. And yes, there is like maybe higher effectiveness for Pfizer and Moderna, like 94.5% versus 95%. Moderna's 94.5%. Pfizer's 95%. But don't let that scare you that Johnson & Johnson, the published report, anywhere from 66 to 71%, because it's all about what they're measuring there. The thing to keep in mind is, while yes, maybe Pfizer and Moderna will keep you from getting a milder case, whereas that might get past the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, there's the thing to really keep in mind is that all three of them, after about 2 to 3 weeks after you've gotten any three of those vaccines, that you will not be hospitalized, statistically speaking, and you will not die if you catch COVID. So that's what's really important, is that these are life-saving vaccines. They will keep you out of the hospital. Doesn't matter what those percentages are that you may be hearing on the news. So please, whichever opportunity you get to, whichever vaccine you get the opportunity to get, like I was saying, sign up, get that vaccine, go take that vaccine, the one that's available to you tomorrow. Take it. Don't say, oh, I'm going to wait for the Pfizer, because you just never know when you're going to get a chance to get that vaccine if you don't take the chance when you have it.
That's true, and every day without a vaccine is a day that you could possibly encounter COVID, and so you don't want to have to go through that. And something you brought up, and I just want to emphasize, is I believe it's like 100% of the studies for all three, nobody died, nobody went to the hospital under these vaccines. So it's going to keep you from getting super sick no matter which one you take.
Right. I mean, it's so insane to think that we have three vaccines not even a year after the first shelter-in-place order was put in place in the United States, which happened to be in San Francisco. So that was March 16th, 2020. We're not even to March 16th yet, and we've got three fully functional vaccines that, like you said, and like I've said, and which you can never reiterate it enough, it will keep you from dying. It will keep you from getting hospitalized. Because that's the thing, is if you say, oh, well, you know what, I want to wait for the Pfizer one. Well, let's say that's 2 weeks away, and you go and you get a mild case, or what you hope is a mild case of coronavirus, but then you get hospitalized and you get put on a ventilator. Maybe you survive, great. But if you would have just gone with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is supposedly around 66%, you would have completely avoided the hospital. You would have avoided being on the ventilator. So it seems very obvious to me. The benefit also of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is it is one shot. The other two are two shots. But they are looking to see if you get they're doing another study of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, that if you get a second booster shot, kind of like what you're doing with Pfizer and with Moderna, that will actually get your levels up to where the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are. So they're still studying that. But either way, if you can avoid being in the hospital, why take the chance and wait on another vaccine? The other thing that's really I find interesting about the different vaccines is people talk about, oh, well, I'm not sure about Pfizer or Moderna because they're messenger RNA vaccines, which nobody knows what that means. I don't know why you all of a sudden are like drawing a line in the sand that, oh, no messenger RNA vaccines. It's just that is a newer technology. Or excuse me, I should say it's a technology It's been around for 20 years. This is the first time it's been used as a vaccine. And there were some concerns about fertility. All of that is unfounded. There's no evidence of that. So whether it's a messenger RNA vaccine or whether it's the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is a vector-based vaccine, you have to become an epidemiologist or virologist to understand any of this. But just believe that smarter people than all of us have done the research, and these things are safe. The FDA has viewed these things as safe. And even though they just came out a few months ago, hundreds of thousands of people were included in the studies for all three vaccines, and now millions of people have gotten these vaccines in the United States. So they are safe. They really are.
All right. If you haven't already, get online now. Find, all the websites. There's several of them where you can sign up to get in line to get your vaccine. You can't just wait around and think you're going to get a phone call from somebody. You've got to go online and be proactive. You can go to your doctor's website. You can go to a lot of different other websites that you can search and Google. But it's important to find out where your tier lies, get signed up, and get your vaccine.
And what's kind of cool, and this isn't technically skipping the line, because obviously I would never encourage that, but there is if you go Google Dr. B as in boy, Dr. B vaccine, it's a website, and maybe you're shaking your head. You've heard about it? Yeah. It's a website that will let you know if there's a place where they're about to, they're going to have to throw away some vaccines at the end of the day, that they don't have enough people who scheduled or signed up, and they're gonna have to throw them out anyway. And so you sign up for that. My boxing instructor, Magic Sean Hall, give him a shout out on Instagram. He went last Thursday to the Oakland Coliseum and was able to get a vaccine because of the fact that he signed up on that website and they were going to throw it out. He's definitely not in the right tier yet, but they were going to throw it out, it's totally legit, and he went and got it.
Absolutely. The more shots we get in the arms, it doesn't matter. We would much rather it get into an arm than get thrown away. So you can also show up at the Moscone Center, like on a random Saturday. If they have extras, people don't show up. That's another thing. There are no shows. So you could try it. You could try to show up somewhere, be polite, and if they have it and it's going to get thrown away, they will give it to you. Okay, well, Dr. Bay, this is all great information. And if somebody maybe wants to see you for your real specialty, which is making us all look and feel better. I know you've done that for me and thousands of others in the Bay Area. Tell them how they can reach you.
Yeah, it's very easy on Instagram or on Snapchat. They can message us, direct messages at Real Dr. Bay, RealDrBae, not BAY. And they can also go to our website, which is realdrbay.com. And we have a price estimator on there, a chat bot where you can check pricing, because I know that's always ultimately everybody's question is how much does it cost? So we make it very easy for people to check pricing before they come in for the consultation so nobody experiences any sticker shock.
He can definitely help you get rid of that COVID-19 that you've gained, if that's what you're looking to do. Or
y'all gained.
Or any wrinkles because you've been worried for a year and a half. Thank you so much, Dr. Bay. It's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, Greg. Thanks so much for joining me.